We've got another sun shower here as the pace car pulls off. Other events take precedence over the HARC Pro Series race, and this is the only time we can get it in. But all 36 cars are on track here for the race here in the rain. We got a sun shower going on right now. The rain has stopped pouring temporarily. This track's still very wet as it was in the heats, and green flag is out for William Duncan in the 6 car. William Nicholson in the 56 is on his outside. Duncan won the pole toss-up. Duncan would take a commanding lead off of turn 1. Sawyer Girl and Chris Washer make it 4 wide. They get into each other back across the track. Jacob Young, Jeffrey Fingai, Gerald Reddington, Kyle Sosnowski involved. Michael King got a piece. Richard Trelinsky got a piece, as everyone but Jacob Young and Jeffrey Fingai and Gerald Reddington would continue. Those two got stuck in the sand trap. They would need some assistance getting back to pit road. Down into station 5 we come. Oh, Nicholson locks up the brakes. Look out! He's into the side of Duncan. Around goes Duncan. Oh, Duncan gets pushed off by Tanker 2. Allen's huge stack-up crash. Oh, London's on his side, on his roof. Second round in a row for him. A lot lower speed there, so he should be fine. Duncan is stuck in the sand trap. Chris Washer and Pichu London would also need a tow back to the pits. All 3 of these guys would actually continue, though. Duncan's got to be really frustrated about that. He was finally looking to have a good run here today, and has it spoiled by a rookie mistake there down in the Station 5. Nicholson and Spencer Fullerton battle it out for the lead. Fullerton gets past in turn 7, coming through the hurry downs. Fullerton would lead lap 1 as Nicholson falls back. He got into the gravel off of Canada Corner as Dakota Honecker, Ilya Bonarenko, and Skylar Dixon, along with Damir Bezhanov, all go into the gravel trap. 4 wide behind him now, into turn 6. This cannot end well. As yet, Terrence Day gets turned around by Matthew Nicholson. That was predictable. There's no way that was ever going to work. Here at the Road America, Carl Endumian has nowhere to go but into the back of him there as he merges back on track. Field starting to spread out as we enter Station 5 for the 3rd time. Luke Obrovac gets into the back of Nicholson and spins out. Dixon hard into the side of Obrovac there. Everyone continues, but Obrovac and Dixon especially going to have a lot of damage there. Oh, Dixon's stuck in the sand trap. He's gonna need a tow out of there, I think. Some great battles for position here down into turn 6. Johnny Appleseed, Alex Allen, so that was turn 7 rather, and Ty Dent were side by side. So were Paul Swanson, Tyler Thaber, and Matthew Stringer, I believe. A lot of although things may have spread out up front, it's certainly not so around midfield. Obrovac comes in from the top 5 to pit for repairs for that damage. He along with, I believe that's Paul Swanson going. Yeah, that's Paul Swanson also in. These guys might try to make it to the end on their tires and fuel, although that would be a heck of a stretch. Other drivers in include Terrence Day, Johnny Fingai, Carl Endumian, Sawyer Girl, and Luke Walker. They must be planning this out. There's no way all 7 of these guys have enough damage to not continue. So we'll have to see whether this strategy of pitting early pays off in the end. Spencer Fullerton had a nearly 5-second lead as he entered Station 5 for the 4th time. However, he threw it all away as he goes way off into the gravel trap there. And Ophelia Endumian makes the corner perfectly. He's right on his back bumper. Takes a look in turn 6. Spencer's going to try and hang on to it here. We get off the corner and he's cleared, and Endumian takes a defensive line into turn 7. Fullerton certainly not having the best of laps. He goes off in turn 8, and this allows Ophelia Endumian to sweep around in the carousel to take the lead. Dakota Honecker would get 2nd, and William Nicholson would get 3rd as they went through the King. These guys battling just inside the top 10 are about 10 to 15 seconds behind the lead group, as there's certainly a lot of battling going on there. Faber nearly got into Trelinsky there. He goes after his teammate Reddington into turn 6. Lots of battling back here. Kyle Sosnowski's got to be real careful that he doesn't get into trouble here. The end of lap 5 marks green flag pit stops for a lot of these guys. Then again, the whole race is a green flag. So Ophelia Dumian and William Nicholson make their way in. Anyone else following? Not for now. Oh, there's Mark Nutt. He's coming in as well. A few others would also come in as strategies begin to play out here. Here we see Luko Grovac having a bit of a off day. He was in the top 5 until he came into his pit stop. We should see him recover later. He's currently running 20 seconds. He's blown up! Luko Grovac, one of the 2 points leaders, is going to go out of the race from that engine failure. Really unfortunate for him. He needed to get points today to hold on to that points lead. Pit stops would hand Dakota Honecker with the lead. He's yet to come in until he's thrown it away in Canada corner, and TJ Dent just comes flying around the outside of him into Thunder Valley, and he's got the lead for the first time today. Apparently you don't need many cars to have a major collision. Nutt gets into Swanson and off Swanson goes. He can't be happy with this. Both of the Team Thunder cars have needed a tow back to the pits now. Swanson's not getting out of there anytime soon. We take a look at our top 3 as we're about to complete lap 7. These guys have got about a 9-second gap up on 4th place Johnny Appleseed and 5th Spencer Fullerton, as Honecker gets sent off from a bump from Matthew Nicholson. It seems when one Nicholson isn't at the front, the other is. Those cars set up very well, apparently, for these rainy road course conditions. Got a nice big 6 or 7 cars battling just outside the top 10 here in this group. Faber takes a look on Allen coming into Canada corner. Reddington's a lap down, of course, but Faber sends it on in there and into his teammate Reddington, and they're both off the track. The CA Motorsports teammates have just taken each other out. Reddington tried to get around Stringer there. Faber got into him, and they're stuck in the gravel trap. Faber's really going to be kicking himself right now for that. The wacky waving inflatable arm flailing 2 men are both in the top 5. Appleseed gets into Stringer. Off they go. Stringer's in the gravel trap. He should be able to make it out. He's got enough momentum. Appleseed just took out his teammate there. Stringer's no team orders going over at that team, that's for sure. Stringer's got to be pretty furious with Appleseed right now. Meanwhile, the top 2 have really broken away from Dakota Honecker and the rest of the field, especially with Stringer and Appleseed's little screw up there battling for 4th as TJ Dent runs off the track, and Nicholson takes the lead after hounding Dent's bumper for the last few laps. These 2 seem very close. I think Nicholson has a bit of a better car, at least right now. Take a look at a big pack of cars here. Well, big as 6 cars, but still. Look at some of these guys without hoods. Somehow still in points-paying positions right now. These guys battling for 13th through 18th right now. Scott Batista goes by Ilya Bondarenko. The lack of hood in a front end doesn't seem to be affecting their performance much, if at all, as Terrence Day goes around Bondarenko as well. Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets into the back of him a little bit there. Bondarenko squeezes his way back into, I believe that's 15th. Nicholson trying to outbrake TJ Dent to hold on to that lead. He's spun off in Station 5, and TJ Dent gets the lead back, although he does go into the sand trap, the gravel trap rather, a bit himself. Wow, Nicholson, Nicholson just really must have locked his brakes up there, got that corner completely wrong, and now he may even be overtook by 4 second by Dakota Honecker. TJ Dent with a commanding 10-second lead when he comes into the pits. I believe Nicholson will also be coming in this lap as we see the CA Motorsports teammates once again racing for position, this time a lap down for Faber and 2 laps down for Reddington, as Nicholson also comes in. Lap 12 looks like it's pit road time for a lot of these teams, except for Dakota Honecker. He will take the lead. both leader Dakota Honecker and second place Johnny Appleseed would make their way onto pit road this lap, handing the lead to a familiar face, Damir Bejinov. He's won 2 features this year, both at road courses, so he's certainly good at these. The Kazakh driver has not had such a good day today, as you can tell by his back end, as he's been hitting the rear a few times. He was outside the top 20. He's yet to pit this time. He's we'll have to see. I don't think it's possible for him to make it all the way to the end on his current set of fuel, because he hasn't come in at all yet. As believe it or not, that car in the background there, without the hood, that's second place. He has already come in. That'd be William Nicholson, and we'll have to see whether or not he can make it the rest of the way. We take a look a bit further back, just inside the top 5, as we see Kyle Sosnowski up here. He's already made his final pit stop. He's good to go to the finish, that's for sure. He runs off the course, but he's had a pretty good day overall. He's kept himself out of trouble despite being in some pretty precarious situations in packs. And with Luko Grovak out of the race, he could take a really big points lead, especially if Damir Bejinov still has to make his pit stop. Damir Bejinov locks up the brakes into Canada corner, and off the road he goes just a little bit, but that's going to really slow him down. And here comes William Nicholson in the 56 up to his back bumper as they come through Thunder Valley, Bill Mitchell bend, and into turn 14. Nicholson may take a look here. He does. Bejinov throws the block. Nicholson actually got into the back of him a little bit there. And with 5 laps to go, first and second are nose to tail. Damir not adjusting well to these current racetrack conditions. He goes off the course in station 5 as well the next lap, handing the lead to William Nicholson. He won a heat race just by pure consistency, not by being fast, and he's certainly not that fast right now, especially in a straightaway with all that front end damage. But he's got the lead, and he's already made his final pit stop. Let's see if he can make it the rest of the way on his current tank of fuel. He made his final pit stop around lap 5. He's going to have to stretch it to 15 laps here at Road America to claim the victory. At the end of lap 16, both Matthew Stringer and Damir Bejinov are into the pits to make their pit stops. They've proven that the drivers can make it 16 laps on a fuel cycle, and Matthew Nicholson came in on at the end of lap 5. If he were to go to the end, he'd be doing it 15 laps. So all that's left to see is if Nicholson can hold on to win this race. William Nicholson completing his final circuit around Road America, currently Canada corner, just Canada corner, turn 13 and turn 14 to go, through Thunder Valley, through Bill Mitchell Bend. Just 1 corner to go now for Nicholson. I bet he could coast from here up the hill through turn 14. Nicholson has not been the fastest all day, especially with all that damage since they removed the hood. But his pit crew did a great job getting him out in record time in that 56 car, and through consistency, he's managed to pick up the victory here at Road America. After Nicholson orders a pizza for his team, 12 seconds later, Mark Nutt would come across the line in second place. TJ Dent third after leading some laps earlier, came into the pits, but Nicholson was just so much more consistent than him and any other driver today. Kyle Sosnowski finishes 4th in the 7, with Damir Bejinov having to come into the pits and not even finishing in the top 15, and Luko Grovak out of the race. He will take a really big points lead. He'll lead by more than 20 points. Matthew Nicholson rounds out the top 5 in the 66. He led some laps. Dakota Honecker in 6th position. Johnny Appleseed worked his way up into 7th position by the end of the race. Scott Batista, a very good run for a driver who hasn't had a lot of luck this season, finishing 8th today. Ty Dent, in another one of the no front end cars, finishes 9th. We didn't see any of him, but apparently he was consistent enough to get a top 10. And Ilya Bondarenko, in yet another hoodless car, finishes 10th.